All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Granit Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. If you follow me on YouTube, you will know this is the first of two videos that I'm doing today. This one is my late night with Chig video where I talk to you about hot topics. And yes, Granit Xhaka is still a hot topic. I'm about to show you exactly why, and I'll show you that in a minute. My second video will be with Ola, and that will be a bit later this evening. That will be about 9:30ish or so, where me and Ola will talk a little bit more about, combat sports, as we do. So we'll be talking about the 242 UFC preview this weekend. We're talking about the AJ presser, which is happening at the moment with Andy DeRees and AJ. They're just doing I think they're doing a 3-city press conference. They did one in Abu Dhabi today. Today's one is the New York one, and then tomorrow's one's the London one. I might go to the London one. I've always wanted to go to where they do these presses. And I've actually got tomorrow off, so I might do my last day off before I go back to the grind. So there's that, and then obviously, how can we not talk about it? The KSI Logan Paul fight, which we will really cover and really have a debate on. Don't miss that. It should be an interesting discussion. Thank you to everyone that is starting to flood in. You'll be pleased to know, because so many people keep telling me how much my YouTube notifications don't work and stuff. YouTube said they are on the case. They are fixing the issue. So as people start to flood in and realize I'm live, hopefully people will stick a like on that video. Like Eric says, thank you, my brother, Eric. And thank you very much, VP. I see the donation. Thank you. All right, let's get into Mr. I'm going to come back to this comment. All right. Let's get to Mr. Granit Xhaka. So, I'm not going to lie to you guys. As you will realize by the title of my name and the subsequent title, the title I had of my name, was it yesterday, 2 days ago, where I did my video? I knew that Granit Xhaka had made some comments, but I'll be honest with you, I was so fucking ill. I've been so ill. If I'm 80% okay today, I was like 12% on Tuesday. I felt so fucked. I still feel kind of fucked, but not nearly as fucked. I must admit, I feel okay at the moment. I could get through it. God willing, I could get through it. Just got to keep grinding. Anyway, I digress. I only say that to say this. So I would have done this video yesterday. But yesterday I was still fucked. I would have mentioned it in Tuesday's video, and I did a little bit, but I didn't realize he'd made comments. So I'm going to show you the video that I'm going to make comment on, because I'm working from StreamYard today. This should be, in theory, an easy job. So hold on, let me get to showing you a couple of things. Hold on, let me share my screen with you. Go on then. Share screen. Should we do application? No, let's do the entire screen. Let's do the entire screen, shall we? So you should be able to see my shit. I know that looks freaky at the moment. Hold on. Bear with me. Ooh. Gosh, you guys got to briefly see my email. Right. Huh. Why is Police Academy trending? Okay, I'm digressing. I'm losing focus. Whoa! Fuck me. Whoa! What is that? Sorry, YouTube. Fuck me sideways. YouTube will fucking flag that now. If they do, fair play. These are the comments.
Luis here. Not London Derby. I think we have a good game. I make a mistake with the penalty, yeah. But if you see the game, you can win this game. We have a lot of chances. But it is football. Nobody speak about the chances. Nobody speak about how many we miss. Always speak about the mistakes. It's a part of football. Of course, I critic.
You can hear that, right?
Here.
I just realised that might not be full screen.
Not London Derby. I think we have a good game. I make a mistake with the penalty, yeah. But if you see the game, you can win this game. We have a lot of chances. But it is football. Nobody speak about the chances. Nobody speak about how many we miss. Always speak about the mistakes. It's a part of football. Of course,
okay.
I think it's always here. Not London.
Now,
Derby,
hopefully it won't go to X-rated again. Let me click off Twitter. Demon of a place. That's got me in trouble now with YouTube. But hopefully that should get over the point of what I wanted to get over to you. And that was these Granit Xhaka comments. I'm not going to lie to you. As soon as I heard them, I thought, what the fuck? Because to me, that is a man who hasn't accepted responsibility of what is happening. He hasn't accepted that actually you've made a mistake. What you should have come... You know what? For me, forget anything else. Forget my personal feeling of Granit Xhaka. If you made a mistake in a North London derby, and subsequently that mistake has helped us not collect the full 3 points, you know what I want you to say? I want you to say this. You know what? I accept my responsibility in what happened. We all need to work harder. I, in particular, need to work harder to ensure that these mistakes aren't continuously happening. And I will show commitment moving forward in the future to ensure that those mistakes do not keep happening. Do you know what? You don't even fucking need to apologize. I would be prepared, even if I don't personally like you as a player, I'll be prepared to at least hear you out and say, all right, let's see what happens moving forward. Then. Stop bitching, stop moaning. It is what it is. Doesn't even need to say I'm sorry or anything like that. Just say, I'm going to work hard to ensure that that doesn't happen. In the clip you just saw, that's not what he said. He acknowledges a mistake happened. But then, instead of accepting that, he then started to place blame in other areas of the pitch. Say, oh, well, what about all the chances we made and or missed and this, that? No. You ask about your contribution. Don't start talking about other areas. Yeah, we know there were much bigger problems than just your stupid tackle. But if we're talking about the circumstances of what happened in the match, you made a deranged tackle in the box like some sort of buffoon. And then your comments there tell me that you've not learned from that you do the same thing. Because your first defense is going to be, oh, well, what about other people? No, fool. What about you? Don't worry. Yeah, okay, cool. Aubameyang and Lacazette missed chances here and there. Let me tell you something. This may have escaped you, Granit. They also both scored. So the fuck are you saying? They both scored. And I hear all this, and, you know, thank you, VP, for the donation. I'll tell you what, at this rate, YouTube will flag it, so I'll probably need those donations at this rate. But sorry, I don't know. People send some wild shit on Twitter. That's all I'm going to say. So sorry about that. Yeah, to me, that is not someone who's taking responsibility for their action. You know, forget again my opinions on whether he should be captain. Does that sound like a responsible person to you that should be captain? You've made an error, but the very first go-to of yours is, oh, well, You know, what about Lacazette? What about Aubameyang? Eh? No, brother. I asked about you. I didn't ask about the whole team. Your mistake. Your mistake that you were still making 3 years ago, and people were prepared, me included, by the way, prepared to give you that buy of, okay, you come to a new league, it's still young, you're still going to make these dumb mistakes, it's cool, as long as he phases that shit out quickly. And it just keeps happening continuously, over and over and over and over again. You know? Forget stats. I'm not going to throw stats at you, even though I know stats would support my argument here. I have eyes. I see what the man's doing. And that's continuously making errors. Whether it's the stray pass. It's usually with him, it's the stray pass. That stray pass that then leads to us conceding a goal. Because for some reason, over a 10 to 15 yard period, over a 10 to 15 yard bit of space, this motherfucker can't complete a pass. Anything longer, maybe he has a better chance of completing it. Maybe. But maybe it's when it's 10 to 15 yards, you're going to be very lucky to get it. And it's arrogance, pure arrogance, to come out with that as if, oh, well, the critics are going to make noise and, you know, I thought I had a good game. Bruh, you didn't. I know people are guessing you. You didn't. Even before the mistake, you didn't have a good game. Maybe, at best, you can argue that the level picked up slightly, and I do mean fucking slightly, when he made that mistake. Maybe. Maybe I'll give that to you. But don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. It was your mistake that put us 2-0 down, and that gave us a bigger mountain to climb. You can't say because you made that mistake, the striker should have bailed you out sooner. How about not making a mistake in the first place? That's always an idea. That's always an idea. And to me, forget football for a second. If in life you can't accept when you've made a mistake, when you've made errors, excuse me, this is the 20% right now, sinuses, and the leftover cough. If you can't accept in life when you've made a mistake where you need to improve, you're not going to seek to be better. Because his attitude is, oh, well, I made a mistake. I don't often make them. Unfortunately, Granit, you do. So why, you know, that kind of Arsene Wenger attitude, why you look at me? Because it's your mistake, motherfucker. It's your mistake. And that, to me, doesn't give me any hope that he's going to get better. Because to me, he's not going to worry about that in the Switzerland game that he plays and captains tonight. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. But he's not going to worry about that. That shit ain't going to play on his mind. He's not seek to improve that in his game. So now we have someone who's a liability. And here's where I hold Unai Emery just as guilty. Because you have an attitude of someone like that, regardless of whether I rate him or not. Just take that out of it for a second. You have an attitude of a player who clearly isn't interested in learning from his mistakes. And when people say, oh, is it that clear? Motherfucker, just look at how many times he makes that mistake. And then you've heard the excuses that he's had. Or sorry, the excuses, the line, the lyric from that interview was, oh, well, I made a mistake, but I thought I had a good game. And, you know, no one wants to talk about the amount of chances that we had. Granit, are you trying to blame someone else for your stupidity? That's not a captain. That's not opinion either. That's just, I would expect a captain, even if it, you know what, even if it wasn't his fault, I would expect a captain to be like, you know what, we all need to take responsibility, including me. I'm the captain of this team. We should never be 2-0 down at home to Tottenham. Imagine if he had spit that bar and it wasn't even his fault. That's not weakness. Actually, that's strength. To say that as a captain, he recognizes that that was a position we should have never been in a game where we had, in my opinion, we had decent spells in the first half, completely controlled the second half, but decent spells in the first half. We should have never been 2-0 down. And I would have expected a captain to talk about how, regardless of whether it's my fault or not, I'm the captain of this team. We all have a responsibility to defend better. From the top to the bottom, we all have a responsibility. And unfortunately, on this particular day, it was me that let the team down. And I'm gonna work hard with the coaches, and we're gonna work harder as a team to ensure that we are never in that position again. Who the fuck's complaining? Fuck, I'm not even Granit's biggest fan, and I would defend him if he had spit that bar. But that's not what I heard. And this is the thing, and all right, people are gonna say, yeah, but now you're gonna get your contrarians, and I've seen them already defending Granit. You're gonna get your people who feel as though we should get behind the player, and you're right. Normally, I don't like it when players get piled on, but this type of interview, I can see why he doesn't do many of them. Because he's not good at it. Like, he isn't good at it. Just stop doing interviews, because it's only going to piss Arsenal fans off more, all right? You're going to need a good... The best way to respond to Arsenal fans is by putting in a shift. Put in a shift, bruh. Then you shut us up. Simple as that. Put a decent shift in. Because much to my dismay, it's not like Emre has basically said he's undroppable, which is insane. That is insane. But all right, whatever. He said that now. So the best way he could do is, presumably he'll play against, is it Brighton we play next? Fuck me, he's going to play against United as well. Which ordinarily I'd be fine with, but United, these youngsters won't give Granit space to work. So that could be a long fucking game. But to me, in my view, just keep your head down and put in a decent performance. Do I want him gone? Absolutely. I wanted him gone before this weekend happened because I just don't think he's a good enough player. I think unless conditions are absolutely perfect and he's playing against a team that gives him that space, Granit Xhaka is the best player in the world with space and time. You noticed he has something in common with a certain Mesut Ozil in that respect. The perfect player with space and time. But we know the Premier League don't freaking work like that. If you can't think in half a second, you're struggling. And he can't. And when he does think, that's the sort of stupid shit he does. He's had time to reflect on it, and that's the stupid interview he gave. Albeit it was a 24-second clip that I played. I don't know what we're going to do. Granit, I honestly don't know what we're going to do. But anyway, guys, you guys let me know what you think. Please do leave it in the comments in the chat. I will stick around with you guys for the next, let's call it 22. Then I imagine Lee will do some sort of live evening stream. So do go check that out. Let him know that I sent you. Let me just check out some donations that I have straight up completely fucking missed. I'm going to come to that donation in a second. Engelbert, I am a huge Savannah Marshall fan. And not so much for her fighting. Just putting out. I think she's great looking. If you want me to be honest. Just something about her has me all the time. Okay, right. Loads of dirty Chig jokes. Big up to Marshall for the $9.99 donation. Wow, some VP type level shit. It's taken me time to realize that even if Xhaka played next to a prime Vieira, he'd still be making ridiculous defensive errors. 100%. But Marshall, you know the other thing though, Vieira would have him by the fucking throat. You think Xhaka's a hard man now? And Vieira would have him by the throat for doing that shit. And unfortunately, that's the thing, because he feels like he is one of the leaders in that team. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Unfortunately, leaders are supposed to lead by example. I don't want young players following that. I don't want Willock learning from Granit Xhaka. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't. And I don't care if you're the biggest Xhaka defender. Do you really want Willock to follow that example? I don't. And that's the other thing that's a shame, because it's like Emre's doing this thing at the moment where he's just dropping people that are playing well. Chambers played well the first game. His bright idea, I'm going to drop him and put a David Luiz in, who, in my opinion, has been less than impressive. You know, I'm just putting it out there, guys. We had a clean sheet the first game. We put David Luiz in the next 3, and we haven't been able to keep a clean sheet since. I'm putting it out there. You do the deduction. Strip Xhaka of the captaincy and give it to... Our captaincy situation is such a joke. I don't actually think Xhaka has been officially made captain. I think he's still one of these 5 captain system that this Emre is still trying to adopt for some dumb reason. His long passes could also be shit. Oh, Joseph, I 100% agree. There's this myth that Xhaka is excellent at 45-yard passes. Sometimes, maybe on the odd occasion, his 45-yard pass will get there. Maybe. People used to get gassed when he came in 2016 and said he was pinging the ball left and right. As far as I could see, you try it 4 or 5 times a game, twice it will come off. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Twice, maybe as well. Why not? I wouldn't put Nelson there because he's a different sort of player. But yes, why not Willock? Why not Willock? Why not Ainsley Maitland-Niles, quite honestly? But that's a whole new discussion for another day. But that is the best way to... It's 100% got to go. Coquelin was better than Xhaka. I'll tell you what. Yeah. I had to think about that one. I think Coquelin fell the fuck off the last 18 months of his Arsenal career. But if we're comparing careers, yeah. I think Coquelin was a better player for us. If we want to be real, that's an interesting one. I'm going to put that as a Twitter vote. If we're comparing Arsenal careers, who's had the better career, Granit Xhaka or Francis Coquelin? Do you know what? I will put that as a poll. Gosh, now I'm starting to sound like Don Robbie. I'm going to put that as a poll on YouTube, and I'm going to put that as a poll on Twitter. And I'm curious to see what you guys say. That's an excellent, big up Peace, Tembo, for that. That's a real African sounding name. Peace Tembo. Only an African can have a confidence to call someone Peace. Ah, shit. Do you know what I like about what Evan's done here? My man has censored Xhaka. Like, he's giving him the Spurs treatment. Xhaka should man up and accept that he's dog shit and step down or something. My pleasure, my brother. My pleasure. That's why I do it. Part of the reason I do it. The other part of the reason, quite honestly, is I like just talking shit. And you guys respond to it. Sometimes I just annoy my various groups because I just bang on. And I'm a voice noter. I am a voice noter on WhatsApp. I really am. So I think people can't be always asked to hear my voice notes. So yeah. We cannot move on as a team, as a club. Do you know what? We are so close. We are so close to getting there. We just moved on Mkhitaryan. I honestly believe Mustafi and Ozil will go in January. And then the only fucking motherfucker left, even though I don't particularly rate Koscielny, well, I didn't, Kolasinac, but I'm prepared to let Kolasinac ride out for a second. The only motherfucker left is Granit Xhaka, because at least the manager, I know he doesn't rate Mustafi. I know he doesn't rate Mesut Ozil. And I honestly believe the Ozil thing is quiet at the moment because this DC United deal, I think, is quietly just taking place in the background. And in January, he'll go. I honestly believe that is the case. Hope you don't stop the stream with Ola. Oh, I'm not going to. You probably missed me saying this earlier, VP. So me and Ola will be going on about an hour from now. So 9:30. Oh, UK time, 9:30. So I'm just about to hit 8:30 UK time. So it's literally an hour from now, me and Ola should be on. I'm literally waiting for him to get back from work. For those of you who are watching me, please do hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. I am edging towards 5,800. My end of season target is 10,000. Loads of people I've spoken to reckons I can get there probably by January, February. I'm very much a realist with me, so if I can get there by the end of the season, that would be fantastic. Do help me on my way, though. Hit that subscribe button. I'm almost there, brother. Almost there. I am 80%, give or take, better. So look, when I last did a video with you guys, I think I was 12% at best. I was fucked. And I know my mum slyly watches my videos because I haven't said anything to her, right? And then randomly yesterday, she texted me going, am I okay? And I was like, where did this come from? Because no one else knows that I'm ill outside of my girl. And my girl wouldn't say anything to my mum. So I was like, I'm okay. You okay? I'm a little under the weather, but I'm fine. Because us, can we stop playing him? All right, 10 more minutes, guys, and I'm out. 12 more minutes. Let's be fair. 12 more minutes, and I'm out. Chambers should come back. Peace. I'm liking you more and more, my brother. Speaking sense. I like this. That African connection right now. Hey, listen, he's Albanian. I ain't messing around with no Albanian. Maybe I should stop talking shit. Because these Albanian motherfuckers, shit. All right, thank you for that donation, by the way. Please, thank you. Oh, I agree. I said this to you the other night. I think it's insane that you say to any player or about any player that they're undroppable. You shouldn't. I think that's insane, but whatever. Clearly, he'll be made captain, and I guess Emre will have to die on that sword. John Jensen. Rob Holding for captain. I wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't mind it. I think he needs to improve his injury record a little bit more, though. But yeah, I know a lot of people would love an English captain for Arsenal, like an Adams type of figure. And when Holding is on the pitch, he's very vocal, very vocal. It's that northern spirit in him. You know, these Northerners, they're strong spirits, you know. They're strong spirits. Okay, here we go. Alan de Souza. Don't mean to sound suspect, any conspiracy stuff, but I have a feeling he has some connections with the hierarchy, or someone's been supporting him in all the clubs he's played. I can imagine he's well liked, Alan. I don't even think it needs to be deep like that. I can just imagine he's probably a very well liked young man. I have no problem with that either. You know, I can see him being a very well liked man. But just this idea that he's undroppable, I will never subscribe to that. Oh, you hope YouTube don't stop the screw. Okay. Why would... No, the only reason my stream stopped the other day wasn't YouTube. It was my internet, which has a habit every couple of weeks around 12. It just will stop for no apparent reason. I have no idea why. The last time I spoke to Sky about it, they reckon it's usage, but it's unlimited usage. I don't know. I don't know. Let's sign Xhaka's brother. I bet he has more heart defensively. Chig Smalls. Laka for captain. All right, 9 more minutes, guys, and I'm out of here. Oh. There's got to be someone. El Nene, maybe? Maybe. I will get... listen, 100% I've gotten flagged for that. This is the one time YouTube can flag me and I'll say, fair enough. Twitter, when Twitter people send you some wild shit, and it's my fault. I'm an idiot. I should have had the video ready to go and do it the way I did. So if YouTube flagged me, I can't. This is the one instance where I'm just gonna be like, all right, fair enough. I'm literally just having a conversation with you because YouTube will flag it and then it won't be particularly up on the list. This is how YouTube works. Not many people will see it. So I am literally relying on everyone in this room to promote the shit out of it by sharing it, by putting it on these Facebook groups, whatever, just to get people really to subscribe to the show. So yeah. In terms of ad money, I might as well forget it. But I deserve it because that's an amateur mistake. Where does Ainsley Maitland-Niles go when Bellerin? I think it's pretty obvious that Emre sees him as a fullback. So probably goes into reserve. I'm hoping goes into central midfield, but let's see. Good question, though. Good question. Holder for captain. Holder seems to be a popular... Am I still on holiday? From work? Yeah. From work, I'm back on Monday. I'm back on Monday. I hope I hit 6K soon. So do I, mate. So do I. It's my fault because I reckon I would have hit it already. But then I started to be perfectly honest, I started to get lazy after the transfer window shut. And I just lost my way a bit. Do you know what? I disagree with you, Peace. This is the first thing I have disagreed with you on. Denilson, I think there's a debate because I thought Denilson was a terrible player. People give him way too much props. I thought he was a terrible lightweight player. Kalsham, when he was fit, wasn't horrendous. He was all right. He was okay. I could see why Wenger went for him. He always shows some nice touches to me. Do you know what? Honestly, MJ Marnie, if he was in Italy, he'd be killing it. There is no doubt in my mind, because Italy, the Italian league, go watch my Napoli previews or my AC Milan previews from last season. I said that they would give Xhaka the space he needs to work. And it's no shock that in both of those games, Granit Xhaka was excellent. Because they don't press, they don't do none of that stuff. So, and United last season, because United had older people in their midfield last season. So they gave Granit Xhaka all this time and room to work, and he influenced that game. Whereas this season, people are going to laugh, but they've got people like Scott McTominay, they've got people like Daniel James, they've got people in the midfield that ain't going to give him time to breathe. And all right, they still have Pogba there, but I reckon Pogba's the sort of person that'd be motivated seeing other people run around him. So it'll force him to run. And I only say that because I know we've got United in a couple of weeks' time. So those are my early thoughts about that game. I think playing Granit Xhaka in that, and that Emery loves him some Granit Xhaka, I do worry about that game from a midfield perspective. I think El Nene is worse. I do. I do. Let's be fair. I think El Nene is worse. I think Granit Xhaka has more attributes than El Nene, in my view. But then I guess you're saying to me, is El Nene the worst midfielder we've ever had centrally since the 80s? No, because I thought Denilson was worse. Honestly, I did not rate Denilson. I really didn't. Yep. No football this weekend. Is the work rate going to come back? It's coming back. It's coming back. Let me get past this illness, but it's coming back. It's coming back. I'm trying to, my early target at the moment for you guys is to try and put something out every day, especially during this international break. So yeah, it's coming back. Come on, MJ. Come on. Why are you even asking me that question? Yeah, he does have. You can see why Wenger was attracted to him as a player, because it's him. He has a very arrogant attitude. Wouldn't Geordie take Ainsley Maitland-Niles after the loan? Who's Geordie? Who's Geordie, Joseph? Bear in mind, I've been ill, so I'm slow. I'm not clicking on to who you mean. All right, I'll give it 5 more minutes, by the way, overtime. With my overtime fund now. Xhaka should have, why don't you go on AFTV? I've explained this a few times before. I will explain this one final time. It's just not my thing. I like the idea that I've built something even to a modest level without their assistance, without their coverage. So even when I go over to at the AFTV lot, I see them. I have an opportunity to go on all the time. So when I actually do go to games, I end up usually speaking to either whether it's troops or lead gunner or judges if he's about, Claude, Sonny. I usually speak to one of those guys, or Turkish. I'll speak to one of those guys for about 5-10 minutes and then fuck off. So yeah, it's just I have nothing against them, no jealousy whatsoever. Yeah, power to them. It's just not my thing. I like the idea that I can. Plus, I know that people. To be honest, I don't tend to really care about this anyway. But people always try and take the credibility you do have once you've been on there. No one can ever tell me, can never take my credibility away. And I like that for my platform. So it's a modest platform as a result, but it's mine. It's all mine. So I'm happy with that. Gibson. I have a lot of opinions on this. Let's not get into a political thing now. Lots and lots and lots of opinions on this. All right, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes overtime. OT fun. Why aren't I a footballer? Because my big ass like food too much. Top man Chig. No. Oh, tell me. Honestly, Eric, I hated that Jeffers signing. From day one, I was arguing with people at school about this Jeffers signing. I was the only one that was like, nah, bro. He wasn't even that good of a striker for Everton. I never understood it. I was like, no. What? Why? Why do we, the little money we have, we're spending on freaking Francis Jeffers? I hated that signing at the time, and I was proven right. I will do, Tom. I will do, mate. That's my OT fun. Thank you, VP. Appreciate it. No, but he wasn't a he was a striker. He wasn't a midfielder. Yeah, but he doesn't even have the leadership skills. This is what I'm trying to tell you, Jan. Because a leader wouldn't be trying to blame other elements of the team. A leader would accept total responsibility of what happened. Doesn't even need to go into detail. Just explain that he will work hard to ensure it doesn't happen again, and then move on. Not blame somebody else. That's not a leader. That's not even a team player. How much more a leader? There is no leadership skills. It's a myth. It is an absolute myth. God forbid, Arsenio. I'm doing all right. Listen, I'm telling you now, I couldn't. Not only was my volume half the rate that it was on Tuesday, I couldn't even go through a sentence without coughing. And look, there you go. I've gone through 2 sentences without coughing. What matches am I going to in September and October? See, man, now you're testing me because now I have to actually have a look at what matches are on in September and October. Arsenal fixtures. I should know this off by heart. I think we've got United on the 24th of September. I think that's wrong. It's the 30th, right. So I'm probably looking at the League Cup, so the Forest game. I tend to go to at least one League Cup game a season, especially the early stages, just to see what the kids are saying. Watford tickets are like gold dust. Villa game, I don't think I'll go to. I think it might be sold out anyway. Possibly the Bournemouth game at home. And if not, probably the Palace game at home. The Wolves game, I don't think I'll go to that. Oh, and I'll go to the Eintracht, the 28th of November. I'll probably go to that game as well. So yeah. So keep an eye out on that. Possibly. If there's a demand for it, I'll do it. If there's demand for it, I'll do it. All right, Blue Blood Fan TV. All right, let me have a look. Let's see what you're saying. I can't even see it, mate. I can't see it, mate. Oh, I can't see it. Sorry, mate. All right. 5 more minutes and I'm out. 5 more minutes and I'm out. Please do hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if this is the first time that you have. I don't know who Nico is, mate. Yeah, but do hit that like button. Put Mustafi in the midfield. Oh, gosh. Solutions, mate. Solutions. Let's go for Varane. What's up? Elijah the Realist. Hope you're good, man. I like that. I like that. See, now I've pinned that comment. I can't ever do that now. All right, so Blue Bud, I've seen what you're saying. I'm happy to do that. But so if I do that for you, people are going to do that. People are going to keep asking me to do that. So what I always say is, as goodwill, donate, and then of course I'll be happy to do that. So it just stops every fucking body asking me this question. But yes, I would be happy to do that if you donate. And that includes anyone. If you want that plug for your own channel, then yes, by all means do that. Thank you, Peace Timbo. Appreciate it, my brother. I know I keep saying 5 minutes. No, because I need a rest. I don't know how far this voice is gonna go. So I want to top it up with some honey and shit. Then I've got to check on Ola, and then I've got to prepare for our thing. So yeah. Plus, I need to finish watching this AJ press conference, so I'm ready for the show with Ola. So yeah. Just out of interest, out of the 67 people watching, are there a lot of boxing and MMA fans on at the moment? Because I know it's not for everyone. I'm just curious. Mustafi should get loaned out to Berry. Your thoughts, Chig? Loaned out to anyone. Anyone. All right, no problem, man. No problem. Doesn't need to be a lot. $2 would have done it. Just stops. I get asked it all the time. I tend to ignore those. I tend to ignore those messages because otherwise it just opens up a well of requests. The perfect game has got to be United at home. New Year's Day. Lee must have been drunk as fuck for that game. Lee's got a rep for this drinking shit. I'm only into YouTube boxing. I love boxing. We'll be covering the YouTube boxing, Blue Bloods. We'll be covering it. You know I love it, Chig. Yep. It was lame, Chig, yes. I love boxing since I moved to Vegas. Oh, Las Vegas. My second home, away from home. I love Las Vegas. I became a boxing fan because Arsenal kept fucking up. That I can believe. Yep, I'll be talking all about that with Ola. All about that. Okay, interesting view. Interesting view. All right, so there's a few boxing fans. What about UFC and stuff like that? They're the UFC fans. What would you do if Arsenal somehow get relegated? I'll still support them. They are my team. Apart from anything, they are legitimately my local team. So, of course, I'd be devastated, but it wouldn't make me think, oh gosh, I need a new team. MJ knowing his stuff. I won't talk about that in this stream, but yes, I hear you. I definitely need a Las Vegas fun. So thank you, VP. I definitely need that. You're closer to Vegas anyway. and mad, more crucially, what did I say about that fight? Because I like to remind Ola every now and again. What did I say about that fight? I want you to remind him when you see him. Well, I said it, and Ola was so dismissive. I was like, all right, cool, innit? Cool. You're probably right. Maybe Asuka will win, but I'm going to back my boy Jorge. And what did he do? What did he do? Very interesting viewpoints. Very, very interesting viewpoints. Kendra Lust or Angela White? I'm an Angela White man myself, Mr. Snow. I'm an Angela White fan. Yeah, it is, but it's getting. I'm better than I sound. I have a lot more energy. I don't have that fucking high temperature that I had 2 days ago, which is usually the thing that makes people feel so shit during the cold. I'm not sneezing anymore, so that's good. I can breathe through my nose again, so that's good. So yeah, I know. I said 5 minutes ago, about half an hour ago. I know, people. OT, OT, OT. I know. 3 minutes and I'm out. 3 minutes. Consistency, quality, which I'm still working on that part myself, but quality in terms of the equipment that you use. For example, even with me, I've got to get new lighting. I spent about 120 on that. I've got to get a new camera. I've got to get some lapel mics, which is the mics that you usually use around here. And just consistency. Just try and be as consistent as possible, because I think the one thing actually that me and Lee in particular are very good at as well is a rapport with you guys. Like, we kind of have an idea of the characters on here. We know about you guys. We have an idea. We have a good relationship with you guys. And I think if you can have a good relationship with your listeners, I think that's key. I do think that's key. People gravitate towards that shit. So, yeah. I think I have a certain amount of quality. Let's put it that way. But I think always improving the quality you deliver is something you should always seek to do. You should always seek to improve the quality of your content. You should always seek to improve the quality of your production. So yeah, I just don't rest on your laurels in that respect. I would love Goldbridge on the channel. That honestly, he'd be one of my dream guests. I would love Goldbridge on the channel. Don't think it will happen, if I'm being honest. At least not this year. But yeah, I would love him on the channel. 100%. Favorite booze apart from rum? Hennessy. Hennessy's my favorite drink. So don't get it twisted. Because I drink rum, rum is not my favorite drink. Hennessy is my favorite drink, followed by Martell, and then you get to your rums. So yeah. Yeah, but I think that would make it interesting. Listen, a lot of hardcore United fans have serious beef with, and vice versa. Listen, I hate United almost as much as Spurs. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you now. And if you're an old school fan, you'll know why. Yeah. I tend to have a lot of rum. Listen, I have a lot of Caribbean friends. So whenever I buy rum, they buy rum, leave it here. I tend to have a lot of rum about. But I am a Hennessy man, which interestingly enough, there's not a single bottle of Hennessy in this flat. so go figure. Or Martell, for that matter. All right, cool. All right, gonna bounce now instead of saying 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. I'll be back at 9:30 with Ola, and we'll be kicking it up, talking about boxing, KSI, Logan Paul, AJ Ruiz, Khabib Poirier from a UFC point of view. Excuse me. Just chopping it up, talking it up, and then going from there. So thank you very much. I'll do a shot off now. I'm going to see if I manage to get away with being flagged. I very much doubt it. But I'm going to see if I manage to get away with being flagged. But I'll catch up with you guys soon. I do apologize, though, genuinely, for that moment at the beginning. It was a legit error. I've learned my lesson. So anyway, I'll be back in about half an hour with Ola, talking all things combat sport. I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.